How's everybody doing? Oh, there he is. He's on the side. The little booger's right there. You see him? His little stubby tail is gone, so I could probably let him go outside. Let's see. Hello, Absolute Solver. Welcome in. Congrats on getting first twice. Crusader, welcome in. How's everybody doing? Oh, I still have the music going? There we go. How's that? All right. Let's see. Hopefully all chats are working. I do have one set up to see, I think. But you haven't been here in months. Hello, Lord Pop-Tart. You have not. It's been quite a while. Let's see, testing. Yes, multi-chat is working. Thank you, Crusader, for that. I can turn that one off or not, at least ignore it. You're not that late. So today we are going to continue building our Sherlock's. Oh my god, his cage smells so bad. I'm gonna move him. Say goodbye to Froggo. I think tomorrow I'll let him out and bring him to a tree. You're not gonna get expelled. Actually, let me sage spray this area. Hold on. Cleansing. I need a good cleansing air in here anyway. Okay. So we're going to continue building the Sherlock's Home book Nook, which is currently a Barnes & Noble exclusive from Lego. Have fun lurking. This is what we're building. This is what we have so far. This is bags 1 through... Wait, there's another first you claimed? Oh, that's right, because I had to restart it 3 times. Congrats on getting first. Here is what we have so far. This is the part that will face the shelves. And then it opens to reveal Baker Street. Oop. I put it together. It's not supposed to be together yet quite, but we have a little bookstore here. We've got this window in the bookstore that opens and has clues from the Hound of the Baskervilles. And then we've got this, which is a chimney that has a secret door in it. And this is 221B Baker Street. And we've got the Sherlock's Holmes study. It has a map here. Story from the Dancing Men. This is from The Final Solution. It's got more letters and stuff like that. So, yeah. You graduated high school. Yay! Congrats on graduating. That's so exciting. So, yeah, that's what we have so far. I'm going to disconnect them as it's supposed to be right now. Push that off to the side for the moment. And I decided today, because I was like, wait a minute. We should have had, like, Matsu or Kintran reading this entire time. They haven't. However, Kintran has given us permission to... Hello, Turtle King! Has given us permission to... Thank you for the stand-up and stretch. You're going to go to college! That's awesome! Do you know what you're going to go for? Ooh, awesome. That's a good job. Agricultural equipment technology? Nice. Fun fact, I almost went to a VOAG school. Okay, so we're going to listen to Kintran reading. Hello, Active Camouflage. Welcome in. How are you? Be working on tractors for... Nice. Nice. We're going to listen to Kintran reading Scandal in Bohemia. So I'm gonna play that. It'll be in the background. Tell me if it's too loud or too quiet and I can turn it up. But I figure this way we can listen to a Sherlock's Holmes story while we're doing that. And I'll pop over, let me see. Let me get Kintran's, let's see. Here is, for those on Twitch, let me see. This is Kintran's page to this story anyway. So you can go there. Doing okay after looking after 2 doggos. Oh, cute. Are they big or small doggos? I'm doing well. This weekend, Saturday through Monday, was a bit chaotic, but we're back. If you want to follow Kintran on YouTube and you are watching from YouTube, just type in Kintran Val. I think it's Valgrige. It's Valgrige. He's also a VTuber. And we're going to listen to that. So yeah, and we've got Apple joining us today. So we're starting on bag 8. Let me find that bag so there's no rustling, and then I will turn on the screen. Are there only 10 bags? Oh crap, I thought there were 11. Apparently not. Who knew? 1 medium and a sausage doggo. Sausage doggos are cute. I could have sworn there was 12 bags. Let me double check. Because now I'm concerned. Let's see there. Maybe there's just that. You could win? Wow, I want to win product. Alright, so here we go. Hi Nathan! Alright, we're gonna press play. Let me know if it's too loud for you.
The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
A Scandal in Bohemia.
I still don't have it yet. I have not been online, Nathan. I'm sorry.
Sherlock Holmes, she was always the woman. I've seldom heard him mention her under any other name. In his eyes, she eclipses and predominates the whole of her sex.
So we're listening to A Scandal in Bohemia.
It was not that he felt any emotion akin to love for Irene Adler.
They
all
are
emotions,
stubborn.
and that one particularly, were abhorrent to his cold, precise, but admirably balanced mind. He was, I take it, the most perfect reasoning and observing machine that the world had seen, but as a lover he would have placed himself in a false position. He never spoke of the softer passions, save with a jibe, excellent for drawing the veil from one's motives and actions. But for the trained reasoner to admit such intrusions into his own delicate and finely attuned temperaments was to introduce a distracting factor which might throw a doubt upon his mental results.
Okay, let's see.
Grit and a sensitive instrument,
we're gonna make
or a crack in
now.
one of his own high-power lenses, would not have been more disturbing than a strong emotion in the nature such as his. And yet there was but one woman to him, and that woman was the late Irene Adler, of dubious and questionable memory.
She late? She died?
I had seen little of Holmes lately.
Fresh out of high school working as a mechanic, making 16 an hour for a shop.
My own complete happiness and the Holmes-centeredness interests, which rise up around a man who first finds himself master of his own establishment, were sufficient to absorb all of my attention, while Holmes, who loathed every form of society with
remember,
his
it's
whole
Watson writing
soul,
these books
remained in our lodgings in Baker Street, buried by his old books, and alternating from week to week between cocaine and ambition, the drowsiness of the drug and the fierce energy of his own keen nature.
There we go.
He was still, as ever, deeply attracted
Holmes was doing some cocaine. I don't really drink energy drinks, to be honest.
And extraordinary powers of observation in following out those clues, and clearing up those mysteries which had been abandoned as hopeless by the official police.
I have not tried that.
From time to time I heard a vague account of his doings, of his summons to Odessa in the case of the Tredoff murder, of his clearing up the singular tragedy of the Atkinson brothers at Trincomalee, and finally his mission which he had accomplished so delicately as successfully as for the reigning family of Holland. Beyond these signs of his activity, however, which I merely shared with the readers of the daily press, I will tell you little of my former friend and companion. One night, it was the 20th of March, 1888, I was returning from a journey to a patient, for I had now returned to civil practice, when my way led me through Baker Street. As I passed the well-remembered door, which must always be associated in my mind with my wooing and with the dark incidents of the study in scarlet, I was seized with a keen desire to see Holmes again, and to know how he was employing his extraordinary powers. His rooms were brilliantly lit, and even as I looked up, I saw his tall, spare figure pass twice in the dark silhouette against the blind.
14 of
he was pacing the room swiftly, eagerly, with his head sunk upon his chest, with his hands clasped behind him. To me, who knew his every mood and habit, his attitude and manner told their own story.
14 of these.
He was at work again. He had risen out of his drug-created dreams and was hot upon the scent of some new problem. I rang the bell and was shown up to the chamber which had formerly been, in part, my own.
10, 12.
His manner was not effusive. It seldom was. But he was glad, I think, to see me.
400. Oh my
hardly
god.
a spoken word, but with a kindly eye, he waved me to an armchair.
I feel like Sherlock
threw
Holmes
across
would
his
do
case
that.
of cigars and indicated a spirit case and a Gessagen in the corner. Then he stood before the fire and looked me over with a singular introspective fashion. What lock suits you? He remarked. I think, Watson.
Y'all, I used to drink 10 cups of coffee a day, and I can't do that anymore.
7, I answered.
Kintran, welcome in!
I should have thought a little more. Just a trifle more, I fancy, Watson.
Pause this for a second. Thank you for giving permission last stream. I hope it's still acceptable. I am playing your VOD of A Scandal in Bohemia in the background. Please tell me if it's quiet or not quiet. Yeah, I used to drink 10 cups of coffee a day. During finals time. During my finals, and then I thought, oh, okay, I'm done. I can go cold turkey. Oh my god, I cannot tell you, I had the worst migraines of my life. No problem. Yay! Let me know if it's too, like I said, too loud, too quiet, if I'm talking too loud over it. It's paused at the moment. But I figured, yeah, I am. I don't drink 10 cups anymore. When at finals in college. Ooh. Oops, I dropped a piece. That's very important. Hold on. Where did it go? Oh, this is problematic. I heard it hit the ground. Oh, there it is. It sucks when your Lego piece is gray and your floor is gray. See, angels, they're telling me that I'm going to be okay. Well, if the angels are telling you it's going to be okay, then you're going to be okay. As long as they're not the weeping angels. Okay, back to Kintran.
And in practice again, I observe. You did not tell me that you intended to go into harness. Then how did you know?
How did you know?
I see it. I deduce it. How do I know that you have been getting yourself very wet lately, and that you have most clumsy and careless servant girl? My dear Holmes, I said.
Good question, I don't know.
You would certainly have been burned had you lived a few centuries ago. It is true that I have had a country walk on Thursday and came home in a dreadful mess, but as I have changed my clothes, I can't imagine how you deduce it. As to Mary Jane, she is incorrigible, and my wife has given her notice. But there, again, I fail to see how you work it out. He chuckled to himself and rubbed his long, nervous hands together.
Missing one.
It is simplicity itself, he said. My eyes tell me that on the inside of your left shoe, just where the firelight strikes it,
how big
the leather is scored by 6 almost parallel cuts.
Like a full mug.
Obviously, they have been caused by someone who has been carelessly
scraping
8 ounces of the sole in order to remove crusted mud from it. Hence, you see, when my
also, if you hear me repeating words and phrases, Kintran, I'm not mocking or anything. My echolalia is really bad today.
Specimen of the Loveland slavery. As you practice, if a gentleman walks into a room and smells of ideaform,
certain words are tickling the brain just right.
Upon his right forefinger, and a bulge on the right side of his top hat to show where he has secured his stethoscope.
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
If I do not produce him to be an active member of the medical
I was also like 20 at the time.
I could not help but laughing at the ease at which he explained his process of deduction. When I hear you give your reasons, I remarked, the thing always appears to me that so ridiculously simple that I could easily do it myself. Though at each successive instance of your reasoning, I am baffled until you explain your process. Yet I believe my eyes are as good as yours.
I love
Quite so, he answered, lighting a cigarette.
Okay, 2 of these.
And throwing himself down into an armchair.
Okay, so he's smoking and he's doing cocaine.
But you do not observe. The distinction is clear. For example, you have frequently seen the steps which lead up the hall of this room. Frequently.
2.
How often?
1.
Well,
2.
some hundred of times. Then how many are there? How many? I don't know. Quite so. You have not observed, and yet you have seen. That is just my point. Now, I know that there are 17 steps because I have both seen and observed. By the way, since you are interested in the little problems, and since you are good enough to chronicle 1 or 2 of my trifling experiences, you may be interested in this.
Thank you for the hydrate. We'll do so in a second.
over a sheet of thick, pink-tinted notepaper, which had been lying upon the table. "It came to me last night by post," he said. "Read it aloud."
Ooh, column. So this goes right here in the center.
The note was undated and
okay,
without
so we've
either
got
signature
our
or
column.
address.
How am I alive? You know, I don't know.
"There you will call upon tonight at 7:15 it said. "A gentleman who desires to
really
consult you upon a matter of very deepest moment. Your recent services to one of the royal houses of Europe has shown that you are one who may be safely trusted with matters which are important,
we're almost done.
Which can hardly be
Holmes
exaggerated.
Is right down here.
The account you have from your quarters received. Be in your chamber then at the hour, and do not make it amiss, for your visitor wears a mask."
Now we're going to put this guy here.
"This is indeed a mystery," I remarked.
3.
"What do you imagine it means?"
Oh,
"I have no data yet. It is a capital mistake to theorize one before one has data.
1, 2.
Insensibly, one begins to twist facts to suit theories instead of the theories to suit facts. But the note itself, what do you deduce from it?"
Uh-oh.
"I carefully examined the writing and the paper upon which it was written."
1, 2, 3.
"The man who wrote it is presumably well-to-do," I remarked, endeavoring to imitate my companion's processes.
Do not tell me I'm missing a window piece.
"Such paper could not be bought under £0.5 a packet. It is particularly strong and stiff."
Oh, there it is.
That was the very word.
Okay, that's stuck in it.
"It is not an English paper at all."
1, 2,
Hold it up to the light.
3.
I did so, and I saw a large E with a small G, and a P and a large G, and a small T woven into the texture of the paper.
Okay.
"What do you make of that?" asked Holmes. "The name of the maker,
I'm sure people have done worse.
His monogram, rather."
Going cold turkey after the coffee after drinking 10 cups a day, do not recommend.
Gesellkraft, which is a German for company. It is a customary contraction like our Co and P. Of course stands for papier. Now for the EG, let us glance at our Continental Gazetteer. He took down a heavy brown volume from the shelves. Iglitz, here we are. Egria. It is a German-speaking country in Bohemia, not far from Carlsbad. Remarkable as being the scene of the death of the Wallenstein, and for its numerous glass factories and paper mills. Ha, my boy, what do you make of that? His eyes sparkled, and he went up to a great blue triumphant cloud from his cigarette. "This paper was made in Bohemia," he said. "Precisely. And the man who wrote this note is a German. Do you notice the peculiar construction of the sentence? This account of you we have from all quarters received. A Frenchman or Russian could not have written that. It is the German who is uncourteous to his verbs. It only remains, therefore, to discover what is wanted by this German who writes upon Bohemian paper and prefers a mask to showing his face. And here he comes, if I am not mistaken, to resolve all our doubts." As he spoke, there was a sharp sound of horses' hooves and the grating wheels on the curb, followed by a short pull at the bell. Holmes whistled.
"We've got windows. Where are these going to go?"
"A pair, by the sound," he said.
Here.
"Yes," he continued, glancing out the window. "A nice little bosom and a pair of beauties. 150 guineas apiece. There's money in this case, Watson, if there's nothing else."
Money.
"I think I'd better go, Holmes."
2.
"Not a bit, Doctor. Stay here where you are. I am lost without my Boswell, and this promises to be interesting. It would be a pity to miss it."
2, 3.
"But your client?"
4.
"Never mind him. I want him, and so he may.
2.
Here he comes. Sit down in the armchair, Doctor.
Double
and give
cheeseburger.
It your best attention."
That sounds good.
A slow, heavy step, which had been heard upon the stairs in the passage, paused immediately outside the door. Then there was a large and authoritative tap. "Come in," said Holmes. A man entered who could hardly have been less than 6 feet 6 inches in height, with the chest and limbs of Hercules. His dress was rich, with a richness which
means
would,
he's
in
big.
England, be looked upon as akin to bad taste. Heavy, and the deep blue cloak that was thrown over his shoulder, lined with flame-colored silk, and secured at the neck by a brooch which consisted of a single flaming barrel.
Where these go?
Boots which extended halfway up his calves, and which were trimmed at the tops with rich brown fur, completed the impression of barbaric opulence which was suggested by his whole appearance.
Nice.
He carried a broad-brimmed hat in his hand, while he wore across the upper part of his face, extended down to his cheekbones, a black viscid mask, which he had apparently adjusted that very moment, and for his hand he still raised it as he entered. From the lower part of his face he appeared to be a man of strong character, with a thick, hanging lip and a long, straight chin, suggestive of resolution pushed by the length of obstinacy. You heard my note? He asked in a deep, harsh voice and strongly marked German accent. I told you that I would call. He looked from one to the other of us, as if uncertain which to address.
Okay, now...
Pray, take a seat, said Holmes. This is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson, who is occasionally good enough to help me in my cases, whom I have the honor to address.
Okay.
You may address
now this
me
guy goes
as
here.
Count von Kram, a Bohemian nobleman.
Wait, that can't be the right size.
I understand that this is
not the right one.
Your friend, is a man of honor.
I need the smaller one. I didn't realize there were two different sizes.
With the matters of most extreme importance. If not, I should prefer to communicate with you alone. There we go. I rose to go, but Holmes caught me by the wrist and pushed me back into my chair. It is both or none, he said.
There we go.
May I say before this gentleman anything you may say to me? The Count shrugged his broad shoulders. Then I must begin, he said, by binding you both to absolute secrecy for 3 years. At the end of that time, the matter will be of
look
no
at that.
importance.
That looks good,
at present,
right?
It
I
is
like
much
this.
too much to say that it is of such
so
weight
then I need the long one. Wait, no, first 2.
I promise, said Holmes.
One. This one. They're
going to go on top of here. Can a strange visitor? The august person who employs
2 of the white ones.
To remain unknown. And I may confess at once that the title by which I have called myself is not.
There we go. Looking good. Hi, Francis. How are you?
I'm aware of it, said Holmes.
We've got the long gray one and the hinge.
Great delicacy, and every precaution was to be taken.
Okay.
So
it goes on here like this.
Compromise one of the reigning
Okay,
families.
and then the hinge is outside.
The matter.
Alright, here we go. Looking good. Looking good. And I need 2 of these. 2 of these.
I'm more of that as well.
So how do these... Oh, these go on the windows above.
I visitor glanced at some apparent surprise at the languid, lounging figure of the man who had been, no doubt, depicted to him by the most incisive reasoner and most.
You are currently watching me build the Sherlock Holmes book Nook and listening to Kintrain read Scandal in Bohemia. These goes on the top.
If your Majesty would condescend to the state of your case, remarked, I should be better able to advise you. The man sprang from his chair and paced up and down the room in uncontrollable agitation.
Ooh, okay,
then, with
here we go.
A gesture of desperation, he tore the mask from his face and hurled it upon the ground.
So this is going to go here. I was wondering about this.
I am the king.
I was like, is it really going to have, like, just an open wall? It was really bothering me.
Your Majesty had not spoken before I was aware
goes
that
like
I was addressing
this.
William Gosrich Sigmund of Ormsted, Grand Duke of Castle-Faustine, and hereditary king of Bohemia.
Wait.
But you can understand, said our strange visitor, sitting down once more and passing his hand over the high white forehead. You can understand that I am not accustomed to doing such business in my own person. Yet the matter was so delicate that I could not confide it to an agent without putting myself in his power.
It's not obviously not completely flush, but it's going to go.
For the purpose of consulting you.
Oh, wait.
Then pray, consult.
Oh, hey.
Shutting his eyes once more. The facts are briefly these. Some 5 years
cool.
ago,
I think it's so it could swing out.
Warsaw, I made the acquaintance
it
of the
is.
well-known adventuress.
Look, it's hinged.
The name is no doubt familiar to you. Kindly look her up in my index, Doctor.
That is so cool. So even though it's like hiding, you can open it and see. Score.
Things, and
that I love this.
Difficult to name a subject or a person on which he could not have once furnished information. In this case, I found her biography sandwiched between that of a Hebrew rabbi and that of a staff commander who had written a monograph upon the deep sea fishes.
I love this set so much.
Born in New Jersey in the year 50.
Okay, now they're calling it to connect the two.
Muscala. Prima Donna Imperial Opera of Warsaw. Yes. Retired from operatic stage. Ha! Living in London. Quite so.
Okay, so Your now Majesty, it's going to get very large
I understand,
and complex.
Became entangled with this young person.
So it's exactly the way I thought it was.
Compromising letters and is now
connecting
desirous to get these letters back.
Okay. So now we've got the full street, Baker Street.
There was a secret
both sides, because it's 222 and 221B.
No legal papers or certificates.
Ta-da.
None. Then I fail to follow, Your
Majesty. Put it over here.
If this young person should produce her letters of blackmailing or other purposes,
now
how is she to prove their authenticity?
Gotta pull these little hidden things out.
Forgery. My private notebook. Stolen.
Let's see, one yellow.
My own
here.
Seal.
Two
Imitated.
Dark green.
My photograph.
One light green.
We were
black hinge.
Oh dear, that is very bad. Your Majesty has indeed committed an indiscretion.
Green. This guy. Okay.
I was mad, insane. You have compromised yourself seriously. I was only crown prince then. I was young, but I am 30 now. It must be recovered. We have tried and failed.
The tulip
Your Majesty must pay.
Here.
It must be bought. She will not sell it. Stolen
this
then.
Guy here.
5 attempts have been made.
That
Twice burglars
here,
in my
and then this
ransacked her
goes.
house. Once we diverted her luggage when she traveled.
Oh,
Twice
this is this spot right here.
There has been no.
Let me see if I can bring it over.
No sign of it.
It's right here.
Absolutely not. Holmes laughed. It is a pretty little problem. But a very serious one to me. Return the king respectfully. Very indeed. But what does she propose to do with the photograph?
I thought it was going to have like only one point of contact between the two.
But how?
It does have the full two.
I'm about to be married. So I have heard.
There we go.
To Clothilde Lothman.
And this flower goes.
Second daughter to the king of Scandinavia.
Where did I put it?
You may know the strict principles of her family. She is herself the very soul of delicacy.
Here.
A shadow of doubt as to my conduct would bring the matter to an end. And
there we go.
Rinalda
we've got that there.
Threatens to send them the photograph, and she will do it. I know that she will do it. You do not know her, but she has a soul of steel. She has the face of the most beautiful of women, and the mind of the most resolute of men.
1, 2.
Rather than I should marry another woman. There are no lengths to which she would go. None.
And
are you sure that she has not sent it yet?
So we need to put the glass in both of these.
And why? Because she has said that she would send it on the day when the betrothal was publicly proclaimed. That will be next Monday. Oh. Then we have 3 days yet, said Holmes with a yawn. That is very fortunate, as I have 1 or 2 matters of importance to look into that must just the present. Your Majesty will, of course, stay in London for the present? Certainly. You'll find me at the Langham under the name of Count von Kram. Then I shall drop you a line to let you know how we progress. Pray do so. I shall be all anxiety.
That one.
Then, as to money,
here. Here and here? Oh, the window's here. So this one that doesn't have things added goes here. This one goes here.
And for present expenses,
I see, to make it... Oh, okay,
took a heavy chamois leather bag under his cloak and laid it on the table.
And now you've got the connection there.
300 pounds.
Oh shit, I just realized the glass is on the wrong side in this one. The window...
Holmes scribbled the receipt on sheet with notebook and handed it to him. And the mademoiselle's address, he asked. Is Bryony Lodge, Serpentine Avenue, St. John's Wood.
There we go.
Took a note of it. One other question, he said. What's the photograph?
There we go, now it's fixed.
Was the photograph a cabinet?
Okay.
It was.
Right.
Then,
now I
good night,
need
Your Majesty.
This one.
And I trust you shall soon have some good news.
Oh, two of these.
And good night, Watson.
This one.
As wheels
okay, so they're going
down the street.
This one goes
If you'll be good enough
here.
to call tomorrow afternoon around 3 o'clock, I would like to chat this little matter over with you.
This is weird. Then there's
Chapter 2.
These two.
At 3 o'clock precisely,
together.
I was at Baker Street, but Holmes had not yet returned.
More.
The landlady informed me that he had left the house shortly after 8 o'clock in the morning. I sat down beside the fire, however, with the intention of awaiting him.
There's 3 points of contact now between them.
I was already deeply interested in this inquiry, for though it was surrounded by
I guess it's a decoration of a windows.
Features, which were associated with the 2 crimes which I had already recorded.
2 of these.
Still, the nature of this case and the exalted station of his client gave it a character of its own.
So now we're going on top here.
Indeed. Apart from the nature of the investigation which my friend had on hand,
here.
There was something in his masterly grasp of the situation, and his keen, incisive reasoning, which made it a pleasure to me to study his system of work, and to follow the quick, subtle methods by which he disentangled the most intricate mysteries.
Here.
So accustomed was I to his
the round piece. This one goes down on the. This one goes down on the bottom. It's another cobblestone. I could see why they did it now, because you needed to connect it. That makes sense. So now we have the full connection, but it also looks like the street.
With an ill-flamed face and disreputable clothes, walked into the room. Accustomed as I was to my friend's amazing powers to use his disguises, I had to look 3 times before I was certain that it was indeed he.
This one.
With a nod, he vanished into the bedroom, whence he emerged in 5 minutes, tweed-suited and respectable as of old.
This one.
Putting his hands into his pockets, he stretched out his legs for a moment in front of the fire, and laughed heartily in some minutes.
That's one piece.
Whoa, really?
So this one goes here.
And then he choked and laughed again, as he was obliged to tie back, limp and helpless in his chair. What is it? Here? It's too funny. I'm sure you could never guess how I enjoyed my morning.
Guess?
And what I ended up doing.
Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here. And then, so this one, the 3 on top here.
I can't imagine. I suppose you've been watching the habits and perhaps the house of Miss Irene Adler. Quite so, but the sequel was rather unusual. I will tell you, however. I left the house a little after 8 o'clock this morning in the character of a groom out of work. There was a wonderful sympathy and Freemasonry among horsey men, but one of them, you will know that all there is you to know. I soon found Bryony Lodge. It was a bourgeois villa, with a garden in the back, but built out of the front right up to the road. 2 stories.
3.
Chubb locked to the door. A large sitting room on the right side, well furnished, and long windows almost to the floor. Those prosperous English window fasteners which a child could open.
Okay.
Behind here, there was nothing remarkable, save for the passage window that could be reached from topmost of the coach house. I walked around and examined it closely from every point of view, and without noting anything else of interest.
And then there.
I then lounged down the street and found, as I expected, that there was a mews in the lane, which runs down by one wall of the garden. I lent the ostlers a hand in rubbing down their horses, and received in exchange 2d, a glass of half and half, 2 fills of shagged tobacco,
half and half,
and as
meaning
much information
like
as I could desire about Miss Adler, to say nothing of the half-dozen other people in the neighborhood, and in whom I had not the least interest. But those biographies I was compelled to listen to. And what of Irene Adler? I asked. Oh, she has turned all the men's heads down that part. She is the daintiest thing under the bonnet on this planet. So say the Serpentine Muse to a man. She lives quietly, sings at concerts, drives out at 5 every day, and returns at 7 sharp for dinner. Seldom goes out at other times, except when she sings.
Okay, there's that.
Has only one male visitor, and a good deal of him. He is dark and handsome and dashing, never calls less than once a day, and often twice. He is Mr.
She
Godfrey
has a twice-a-day caller?
See, the advantages of a cabman is confident. They had driven him home a dozen times from Serpentine Mews, and knew all about him. When I had listened to all they had to say, I began to walk up and down near Bryony Lodge once more, to think over my plans with the campaign. This Godfrey Norton is individually an important
factor that's bag 8
in the matter. He was a lawyer.
And we've got a few extra pieces.
What was the relation between
them?
We'll
put them
what was the objective of his repeated visits? Was she his client, his friend, his mistress? It was a former. She had probably transferred the photograph to his keeping. If the latter, it was less likely. On the issue of this question depended on whether or not I should continue my work in the Bryony Lodge, or turn my attention to the gentlemen's chambers in the temple. It was a delicate point, and it widened the field of my inquiry. I fear that I bore you with the details, but I have to let you see my little difficulties, if you are to understand the situation.
Here's Moriarty's hat.
I'm following you closely, I answered.
Here's his body.
I was still balancing the matter in my mind when a hansom cab drove up Bryony Lodge, and a gentleman sprang out.
Here's his
legs.
He
was remarkably handsome, dark, aquiline, and mustached. Evidently the man who might have hurried. He appeared to be in a great hurry, shouted to the cabman to wait, and brushed past the maid, who opened the door with the air of the man who was thoroughly at home. He was in the house
Here's
about half an hour.
Moriarty's
I could catch glimpses of him in the windows in the sitting room, pacing up and down, talking excitedly.
He's grinning like a mad. He's very madman. He's very scruffy.
Presently he emerged,
but first we need to put his cape
more flurried than before. He stepped up to the cab, pulled a gold watch from his pocket, and looked at it earnestly. "Drive like the devil," he shouted. "First to Grossing Hangsley's
This is the last in here.
And then to the church of St. Monica and Edward Bridge. Half a guinea if you do it within 20 minutes.
I've built everyone, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Moriarty's the last one to build.
Went, and I was just wondering whether I should to follow them, when the lane came a neat little landau, and the coachman with his coat only half
getting better at putting their capes
and his tie under his ear.
And this one goes
while
up.
all the tags of his harness were sticking out of the buckles.
It's like turned
It hadn't pulled up before she shot out of the hall and into it. I only caught a glimpse of her for a moment, but she was a lovely woman with a face that a man might die for.
A face that a man might die for.
"The church at St. Monica's, John," she cried, "and half a sovereign if you reach it in 20 minutes.
Okay, and then here's his hat.
This was quite too good to lose, Watson.
There we go.
I was just balancing whether I should run after it.
We've got Moriarty, Professor James Moriarty.
When a cab came through the streets, the driver looked twice at such a shabby fare, and I jumped in before he could object.
Okay.
"The church at St. Monica," I said, "and half a sovereign if you reach it in 20 minutes. It was 25 minutes 12, and of course it was clear enough that it was in the wind. My cabby drove fast. I don't think I ever drove faster, and the others were still there before us. The cab and the landau with their streaming horses were in front of the church when I arrived. I paid a man and hurried into the church. There was not a soul there save for the two whom I had followed with displaced clergymen, who seemed to be expostulating to them.
I was thirsty.
They were all three standing in a knot in front of the altar.
It's fine.
Up the aisle to the other side.
Okay, Moriarty's built. Ooh, let's pause for a second.
Who had just dropped into the church. Suddenly, to my surprise, the three at the altar...
Okay. It says for Moriarty, it says, Moriarty is the Napoleon of crime. Watson, he is the organizer of half that is evil and nearly all that is undetected in this great city. He is a genius, a philosopher, an abstract thinker. He has a brain of the first order from Sherlock Holmes, the final problem. Okay, and oh, there's a stand for him, too. Oh, he apparently has a cane. Oh, I didn't finish that part. He's got one of those. It goes on the end. Oop, how do I pop that in? Okay. It doesn't look much like a cane. Oh, and he stands on a thing. What is it? This thing, and then... I literally have been tossing the bags on the floor. I'm such a disaster down here. This... here... and this here. And he stands here, apparently. And is the person inside of here? How is that? How the hell? Why does it make it look like he's standing in there? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Am I missing steps? Hold up. Huh? Am I missing something? In the picture, it's showing him on the 3rd stair, but there's only 2 stairs. There's others inside. Let me go back to the beginning. Hold up. What did you learn on Thursday, Guardian? No, it is. It's right there, like that. Yeah, it's like that. I did it right. That's how it is in here, but on here it shows it differently. Ooh. Oh, shit. Where did that one go? I don't even know which piece it was. Do not try to eat a crowbar. Ugh! Why the hell would you do that, Guardian? It shows him as being inside this little... I have it up as far as it can go. Does it clip on back there? Or is he all the way back? I think he might be all the way back. Hold on. Can I shove him in there? Yo, they should have had me build this outside of it. Let me put just his legs in. Oh, or that part. Let me see if I can fit that part in. Oh, it does fit if you... Okay, he's in there. Moriarty ain't coming out again. He's in there. We're gonna close him in the chimney. Goodbye, Moriarty. Stay in there. We're gonna wear. Sometimes we have to open crates. But why did you open it with your tooth? With a crowbar in your mouth?
Faced around to me, and Godfrey Norton came running as hard as he could towards me. My God, he said. You'll do. Come help.
Oh, that got loud.
What then? I cried. Come, man. Only 3 minutes and it won't be legal. I was half dragged up to the altar, and before I knew where I was, I found myself mumbling responses which were whispered in my ear. I'm vouching for things which I knew nothing, and gently assisting in the secure tying up of Irene Adler, spinster, to Godfrey Norton, bachelor. It was all done in an instant, and there was the gentleman thanking me at one side and the lady on the other, while the clergyman beamed on me in front. It was the most preposterous position in which I ever found myself in my life.
There it is. That's the one.
And it was the thought of it that started me laughing just now. It seems that there had been some informality about their lessons, and the clergyman absolutely refused to marry them without a witness of some sort, and that my lucky appearance saved the bridegroom from having to sally out into the streets in search of a best man. The bride gave me a sovereign, and I mean to wear it on my watch chain in memory of the occasion.
Okay.
This is a very unexpected turn of affairs, I said.
Oh, so this one gets a matching side. Okay.
Well, I found my plans very seriously menaced. It looked as if the pair might.
Oh, have you been? I've been listening to the Never List audiobook.
Energetic measures on my part.
Okay, so on the front.
At the church door, however, They separated.
Let's see if I can slide this over so you can see without causing too much chaos. That's a lie.
I shall drive out to the park in 5 as usual, she said as she left.
Here.
I heard no more. They drove away in different directions, and I went off to make my own arrangements. Which are some cold beef and a glass of beer, he answered, ringing the bell. I've been too busy to think of food, and I'm likely to be busier till the evening. By the way, Doctor, I shall want your cooperation. I shall be delighted.
Oh.
You don't mind breaking the law? Not in the least.
You don't mind breaking the law? Not in the least.
Without chance of running into arrest? Not in a good cause. Oh, the cause is excellent. Then I am your man. I was sure that I might rely on you. But what is it you wish? When Mrs. Turner has brought the tray, I make it clear to you now, he said as he turned hungrily on the simple fare that our landlady had provided. I must discuss it while I eat, for I have not much time. It is nearly 5 now. In 2 hours we must be on the scene of action.
Okay.
Miss Irene,
got it right here.
Madam,
then this one goes.
Returns to her drive at 7. We must be at Barony Lodge to meet her.
Wait, where?
What? You must leave that to me. I've already arranged what is to occur. There's only one point on which I must insist. You must not interfere. Come what may, you understand. Am I to be neutral?
Wait, what the fuck?
To do nothing whatsoever. There will probably be some small unpleasantness. Do not join in it. It will end in my being conveyed. I'm missing a whole
ass page.
4 or 5 minutes
wow, I jumped the gun.
You have to station yourself close to that open window.
I skipped a page. Also, D&D, we burned a living hedge maze down.
Me, for I will be visible.
Steam cooking a gelatinous cube. I love that.
Yes.
I love that for you.
And when I raise my hand, so you will throw into the room. Give me what
that
you
can
will
stay
throw,
here.
And will at the same time raise a cry of fire.
Okay, let's see.
You quite follow me? Entirely.
I need one of these.
It is nothing very formidable, he said.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It is an extraordinary
5, 6.
It is an extraordinary plumber's smoke.
2 of these.
Fitted with a cap at either end to make it self-lighting.
4 of the black ones.
Your task is confined to that. When you raise your cry of fire, it will be taken up by quite the number of people.
1,
you may then walk to the end of the street, and I will rejoin
3,
you in 10 minutes. I hope that I have made myself clear.
4.
I am to remain neutral, to get near the window,
this one,
to watch you,
and
to
this one.
signal through the
okay,
object.
So
then to raise the cry of fire and wait for you at the end of the corner.
Hello, Nari. Welcome to class. Thank you for the follow.
Then you may entirely rely on me.
We are currently building the Sherlock Holmes book Nook Lego, and we are listening to Kin-chan read A Scandal in Bohemia. And if you go over to chat, you'll see... That way's chat. If you go over to chat, you'll see a link at the top. That's to his YouTube page.
That is excellent, I think. Perhaps it is almost time that I prepare for the new role I have to play.
Do you like Sherlock Holmes and or Legos?
And or books? The character of an amiable, yet simple-minded, nonconformist clergyman. His broad black hat, his baggy trousers, his white tie, his sympathetic smile, and general look of peering and benevolent curiosity were such as Mr. John Hare could have equaled. It was not merely that Holmes changed his costume.
Where do they go now?
His expression, his manner, his very soul seemed to vary with every very fresh part that he assumed. The stage lost a fine actor, even as science lost an acute reasoner, when he became a specialist in crime. This one here. So... It was 6:15 when we left Baker Street, and it was still wanting 10 minutes to the hour when we found ourselves in Serpentine Avenue. It was already dusk, and the lamps were just being lighted as we paced up and down in front of Bryony Lodge, waiting for the coming of its occupants. This one. The house was just such as I had pictured it from Sherlock Holmes's distinct description. This one. But the locality appeared to be less private as I expected. On the contrary, for a small street in a quiet neighborhood, it was remarkably animated. This one. There was a group of shabbily dressed men smoking and laughing in a corner. A scissors grinder and his wheel. Two guards. Men who were flirting with a nurse girl, and several well-dressed young men who were lounging up and down with cigars in their mouths. Then this here. There we go. You see, marked Holmes as we passed. Okay, now we're getting closer to what I missed. That makes so much more sense. This marriage rather simplifies the matters. The photograph becomes a double-edged weapon. Hands over a blanket pillow. Feel free. Chances are this will be. It is a comfy stream, yeah. Not a chaos one. Comfy. Mr. Godfrey Norton, as our client is coming to the eyes of our princess. Now I need... The question is, where are we to find the photograph? One. Where indeed? One. It is most unlikely that she carries it about. This one goes over here. That's for another thing. Too large for any concealment about a woman's dress. She knows that the king is capable of having her waylaid and searched. 2 attempts of the sort have already been made. We may take it, then, that she does not carry it about with her. Well, then... Her banker or her lawyer. That is both a double possibility. But I'm inclined to think neither. Women are naturally secretive, and they... Yes, we are naturally secretive. Why should she hand it over to anyone else? She could trust her own guardianship. But she could not tell what indirect or political influence might be brought. I think I'm missing a piece. Oh, nope, there it is. Every time I say that, I find it. I should just say that on nonstop now. There must be where she can lay her hands upon it. It must be in her own house. Sliding right in. Here we go. Now, we have this long one. Pshaw. You do not know how to look. Pshaw. But how will you look? I will not look. This one here. What then? There. I will get her to show me. This one back but she will refuse. She will not be able to, but I hear the rumble of wheels. It is her carriage. Now carry out my orders to the letter. As he spoke, the gleam of the side lights of the carriage came round the curve of the avenue. There was a smart little landau which prattled up to the door of Bryony Lodge. As it pulled up, one of the loafing men where the hell does this one go? Dashed forward to open the door, in the hope of earning a copper, but he was elbowed away by another loafer. Okay, there's that one. Rushed up in the same intention. A fierce quarrel broke out, which was increased by the 2 guardsmen who took sides. Put those there. And now these guys make more sense. Okay. A blow was struck, and in an instant a lady, who had stepped from her own carriage, was the center of a little knot of flushed and struggling men who struck savagely at each other with their fists and sticks.
Oh, I got confused because I'm like, why is he not going across? That's right, I have it all the way open.
He gave a cry and dropped to the ground.
There we go, and now...
With the blood running freely
this goes on... okay, that goes on top of there. It gives the illusion that they both spin, but they don't. This one spins.
And the loungers in the other.
But I think I have Nathan beat on caffeine. Oh, Lord Jesus, I hope not.
Taking part in it, crowded in to help Lady and attend to the injured man.
Now we have...
Irene Adler, as I will still call her, had hurried up the steps, but she stood at the top of her superb figure outlined against the lights of the hall, looking back into the streets. Is the poor gentleman that much hurt? She asked.
Oh, don't tell me.
He's dead, cried several voices.
This is the wrong piece again.
Oh no, there's still life in him, said another. But he'll be gone before you can get
We have another case of the wrong goddamn piece. It's supposed to have an edge on it, like those missing ones.
They would have had the lady's purse and watched it if it hadn't been for him. They were a gang, and the rough one, too. He's breathing now.
Do I have it in any other one?
He can't lie on the streets. Maybe we bring him in now. It's supposed
to go up top.
Surely, bring him to the sitting room. There is a comfortable sofa. This way, please.
Nope. I don't have an extra of that one either.
He was born at the Byron Lodge and laid up in the principal room, which I still observed the proceedings from my post by the window. The lamps had been lit, but the blinds had not been drawn, so that I could see Holmes as he lay upon the couch.
So this one's supposed to have a thing that sticks out here, probably because something goes on it. So that's 3 pieces I'm missing for sure. Both of them have the thing that sticks out. They put the wrong piece in both times, or all 3 times, I should say.
For the grace of the kindness which she waited upon the injured man. And yet, it would be the blackest treachery to Holmes and draw back.
And there's a reason I need it. It needs an ornament hanging off of it. God damn it.
I hardened my heart and took the smoke rocket from my mouth.
Monster 5-hour bottle of... oh my god, how are you not dead? How did your heart not explode?
But we are preventing her from injuring another.
3. 1, 2,
Holmes had sat up on the
3.
I sat up upon the couch, and I saw him motion like a man who is in need of air. May rushed across and threw open the window. At the same instant, I saw him raise his hand. And at that signal, I tossed the rocket into the room with a cry of fire. The word was no sooner out of my mouth than the whole crowd of spectators, well-dressed and ill gentlemen, ostlers and servant maids, joined in the general shriek of fire. Thick clouds of smoke curled through the room and out the window.
Okay, so these go...
figures, and a moment later I heard the voice
it will go here, but for now these go...
that it was a false alarm.
Here?
Slipping through the shouting crowd, I made my way to the corner of the street, and in 10 minutes was rejoiced to find my friend's arm in mine, and to get away from the scene of the uproar. He walked swiftly and in silence for some moments before we finally turned down one of the quiet
and then one will go right here when it's all set, but I can't even do anything there, so that'll go there.
Nothing could have been better.
Wasn't conscious for 4 days after? Jesus Christ.
I know where it is.
That's so dangerous. Guys, don't do that.
Find out. She showed me.
Okay, now...
I'm still in the dark. I do not wish to make a mystery, said he, laughing.
2...
The matter was perfectly simple.
3...
You, of course, saw what everyone in the street was an accomplice. You were all engaged for the evening.
And 2.
I guessed as much.
So...
Then, when the row broke out, I had
well, I can imagine you would. Holy cow.
I rushed forward, fell down, and clasped my hand in the face.
So this one goes...
spectacle. It is an old trick.
Wait.
That I could also fathom.
Am I on the back side? I'm on the back side now. It doesn't say turn. Oh, it does tell you to turn around with that symbol there.
What else could she do? And into her sitting room, which was the very room which I
turn this guy around. Oh shit! I just knocked something over. What did I knock out?
And as they determined to see
a flower.
They laid me on the couch. I motioned for air. They were compelled to open the window, and you had your chance.
Oh my god! I just broke an entire piece off. Ugh.
It was all important. When a woman thinks that her house is on fire, her instinct is at once to rush to the one thing she values most. It is a perfect overpowering impulse, and I have more than once taken advantage of it. In the case of the Darlingtons,
I like how he's taking advantage of the fact that women will run to the things they do. So he's clearly admitted to setting stuff on fire for other women.
An unmarried one grabs for her jewel box. And now it was clear to me that Our Lady of today, there was nothing in the house more precious to her than that which we are in quest of. She would rush to secure it. The alarm of fire was admirably done. The smoke and shouting were enough to shake the nerves of steel. She responded beautifully. The photograph is in the recess behind the sliding panel, just above the right bell pull. She was there in an instant, and I caught a glimpse of it as she half drew it out.
There we go.
When I cried that it was a false alarm,
this is the backside.
Glanced at the pockets.
Nothing much to look at.
And I have not seen her since. I rose and, making my excuses, escaped the house.
Okay, so 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Yep. It's a piece for later. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now this doohickey. This doohickey.
I hesitated whether to attempt to secure the photograph at once, but the coachman had come in, and he was watching me narrowly. It seemed safer to wait. Okay. A little over presuppositions may ruin all. And now, I asked, our quest is practically finished.
There we go.
I shall call you in the...
Where's this guy go? This goes on the outside
if you
here.
Care to come with me, we shall be shown to the sitting room and wait for the lady.
I'll show you. Oh my god, I knocked this stupid flower over again.
She will come. She may find neither us nor the photograph. It might be a satisfaction to His Majesty to regain it with his own hands.
Stop trying to touch the front. So this goes on the side here.
And when will you call? At 8 in the morning. She will not be up yet, and so that we shall have a clear field. Besides, we must be prompt, for this marriage may mean a complete change in her life and habits.
So we've
got... I must wire the king without delay.
Oh my god, what the flower again?
And it stopped at the door. He was searching his pockets for the key when someone
I'm gonna glue them on so they can never come off. Oh, so you're not the first.
Mr. Sherlock
Holmes. Oh, the persistence of your life.
There were several people.
It's quite amazing.
And the greeting appeared to come to him as some youth in an ulster.
Okay.
By.
Oh, now we're gonna build the outside part that makes the page. It's hard to see because of the light.
Now I wonder who the deuce that could have been.
Okay, I need 1 of these. Is it really just 1?
I slept at Baker Street that night, and we were engaged upon our
and 1 of these.
In the morning when the king of Bohemia
and I put it on the side.
You have really got it? He cried.
Like that.
Sherlock Holmes by the other
then I need
eagerly into his face.
1 and
Not
2.
Yet. But you have hopes.
And they go.
I have hopes. Then come. I am in all impatience to be gone.
Wait.
We must have a cab. Oh, my brougham is waiting.
There.
Then that will simplify matters. We descended and started off at once to Barony Lodge.
Oh, my head started hurting. It's not fun.
Married? When? Yesterday. But to whom? To an English lawyer named Norton.
Okay, now I need these 3.
But she could not love him.
And
I have hopes that she does. Why in hopes?
1.
Because it may spare your majesty all the future annoyance. If the lady loves her husband, she does not love your majesty.
2.
If she does not love your majesty, there is no reason why she should interfere with your majesty's plan.
There we go. Okay, and then I have 2 of these. 1.
Well, 2. I wish she had been in my own station.
There.
What a queen she would have made. He relapsed into a moody silence, which was not broken until we drew up on Serpentine Avenue. The door of Barony Lodge was open, and an elderly woman stood upon the steps. She watched us with a sardonic eye as we stepped from the brougham.
Sardonic is such a nice word.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I believe, she said.
2 of these.
I am Mr. Holmes, answered my companion, looking at her with a questioning and rather startled gaze. Indeed. My mistress told me that you were likely to call. She left this morning with her husband by the 5:15 train from Charing Cross for the continent. What? Sherlock Holmes staggered back, all a chagrin of surprise.
As I say, what?
Do you mean that she has left England? Never to return. And the papers? Asked the king hoarsely. All is lost.
Do not tell me I'm missing one of those.
We shall see. They pushed past the servants.
Mother of God, these windows
by the king and
are going to be the death of me.
The furniture was scattered about in every direction, with dismantled shelves and open drawers, as if the lady were hurriedly ransacked them before the night.
Okay, I think it's missing another piece.
And tore back the sliding shutter. And plunging
and I'm praying to God there's an extra one in the next bag. Because I need 2 of this long one. The
photograph was of Irene Walder, herself in an evening dress. The letter was superscribed to Sherlock Holmes, Esquire. To be left so cold.
Instead,
my friend tore it open, and we all 3 read it together.
No,
it was
don't
dated
work
at midnight
either.
of the preceding night, and ran in this way. My dear Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
You really did it very well. You took me in completely. Until after the fire alarm, I had not a suspicion. But then, when I found out how I betrayed myself, I began to think.
That piece is missing. That sucks so badly.
I had been told that if the king employed an agent, it would certainly be you. And your address had been given to me. Yet, with all this, you made one reveal what you wanted to know. Even after I had become suspicious, I found it hard to think evil of you.
Alright, so this piece is missing. I can at least do some of it.
But you know, I have been trained as an actress myself. Male costume is nothing new to me. I often take advantage of the freedom which it gives. I sent John, the coachman, to watch you, ran upstairs, got into my warrior
Okay, so I'll have to order that piece too.
As I call them. And came
out.
Is
this sardonic? Is a shark man with a grill?
Well, I followed you to your door and made sure that it was really...
Okay, now flipping it back over here.
We celebrated Sherlock Holmes.
1, 2...
Then I, very impudently,
3,
wished you
4.
a good night. And started for the temple to see my husband.
Don't even tell me.
Resource of the fight. We all thought of the best resource of the fight.
Okay, they're there.
When pursued by so formidable an antagonist.
1,
so you will find the nest empty when you call
3,
tomorrow.
4.
As to the photograph, your client may rest in peace.
6.
I love and am loved by a better man than me.
3,
the king may
4,
do what
5,
he will
6.
without hindrance.
So everything, pretty much everything, no extras, and missing 1.
I keep it only to safeguard myself and to preserve a weapon.
Alright, so these go on the outside.
Secure me from any steps which he might take in the future. I leave a photograph which he might care to possess. And I remain, dear Mr. Sherlock Holmes, very truly yours, Irene Norton, Adler.
Or, if you've watched Moriarty the Patriot, you know that she is actually James Bond.
Pistol. Did I not tell you how quick and resolute she was? Would she not have made an admirable queen? Is it not a pity that she was not on my level? From what I have seen of the lady, she seems indeed to be on a very different level than Your Majesty, said Holmes coldly. I am sorry I have not been able to bring Your Majesty's business to a more successful conclusion. On the contrary, my dear sir, cried the king, nothing could be more successful. I know that her word is inviolable, and the photograph is now safe as if it were in the fire. I'm glad to hear that Your Majesty say so. I'm immensely indebted to you. Pray, tell me.
Okay, that's the one of the book frames.
He slipped an emerald snake ring from his finger and held it out upon the palm of his hand.
Okay. And this
Your
one
Majesty
goes...
has something which I should value even more highly.
Oh my god, can I lift it without breaking it? It's gonna go on the back here.
The photograph.
course, I can't completely stick it because I'm missing a piece.
The king stared at him in amazement. Irene's photographic right? Certainly, if you wish it. I thank your majesty. Then there is no more to be done in the matter. I have the honor to wish you a very good morning. He bowed and turned away without observing the hand which the
something just broke. Oh, wait, maybe not. Wait, what? Is that it?
Chambers. And that was how great scandal threatened to affect the kingdom of Bohemia.
No. Did this fall off from somewhere else, or was it stuck to the front? Oh, I swear to God.
He used to make merry over the cleverness of woman.
Well, okay, we don't have to worry about that missing piece, at least.
And when he speaks of Irene Adler, or when he refers to her photograph, it is always under the honorable title of the woman.
The woman. Okay. This is gonna be a pain in my ass. Okay. What did I just fling at me? Okay. I think I've got this part nailed down. Ta-da! We've got the back of the book. Okay, that's that. So they put the wrong piece in again. That I'll put to the side for now. And now we go on to the last bag. The last one! Woo! Okay. And since they're all big pieces, I don't think the one's gonna take me that long. So. First, we need this big one. This big one is in the box. It was not even in the bag. It was just completely separate from any bag. This one here. We'll leave that on for now. Okay. So we need... We're going to put the big old pieces over here. Toss that on the floor because I'm lazy. Okay, that can go there. So I need 1 and then 3 of these. 1, 2, 3, and then... Oh, damn it, I do have to open it. This. Okay. So this one's gonna go in the center. Yep, in the center. Okay. And now this one goes here. We're building up here. Here. And then across. Cross, and then there. Okay. And now I need 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. And 4 of the flat ones now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, starting here. And here. Then this way. And this way. This way and here. Oof. Take my headset off since we're not listening to anything right now. Okay. Where does it go? That goes down the side. Okay, that's the edge of the book. Okay, it popped, snapped in. That's good. And now, oh, now we're building the cover of the book. Or whatever. That thing. Okay, we need 1 of these. I think it's the big, just one of those, and then one of these. Yep. So it's the same as the other way. Oh, wait, no. It has it going on the front? Really? Well, that's odd. They have it on the back for the other one. Oh, because it's going to be recessed. Oh, I see why. Okay. That makes sense now. Then another big one, and this one again. It's going to sit like this, and then one of these. So like this. So it's building the same thing, just more or less the same thing, just on top. Okay, there. And then just put that here. Here. Two more of these. Here. Here. Okay. And then two of these. 1, 2. And 2 of... Is it the... No, I think they're bigger. These. 1. 1, 2. Okay. This one goes here. Oh, just one of those. One here. And then here. Here. Okay. And now we need 2 more of these guys. Here. And here. Okay, and then 2 of the long ones again. Here. Here. And then that super long one, this is weird, goes here. And then the square one here. Why didn't they just do... It doesn't make sense that they wouldn't just duplicate that. But okay. And then a long one here. And 2. 1, 2. Then I've got these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the corners like the book. But not quite. Here. Okay. Here we go. Now we're building. Okay, now we're building Holmes. It's very abstract right now. No worries, everybody. I know what I'm doing now. Although this doesn't feel sturdy without having anything holding it on the back. I don't like that. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I am out of water. Let's see. I need one of... Let's see. I need this guy. It says Baker Street. Shut up. Okay, that's gonna go somewhere else. 1, 2. Let's see. This guy. And one of these. 1. Let's see. 2 of these flat ones here. 1, 2. This guy here. No, not this one, because that one's cut the wrong way. Where is it? Where the hell is it? This one. In particular, whatever the hell this piece is. It looks like a tie. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh! Oh no! 4. Another one of these. This one here. And then this one here. And it's... Now it's like putting together those like little puzzle things that they give you at, like, doctor's office and stuff. Okay, this is gonna go... What are they called? No, I forget what they're called. Here, like that. Here. Here. That. This. This. One. This one here. This is like his hat. Here and here. Oh my god, it's so funny. It's Holmes. I don't know why he's got like a missing neck piece. Wait, how is this wrong? Are there different... Oh, there's different sides to him apparently. No, that's not right either. What the fuck? There it goes. Okay. We've got a bit of a shape. And now I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of the longer ones. 1, 2. This one here. This 2 of those. And 2 of these. Okay. Let's figure it out. Here we've got this one. Goes here. There's a small one here. A small one here. This reminds me of my autism assessment test when they were like, here, follow this thing. And then it was missing pieces. And I was like, okay, I'm done. And she's like, you're not done. And I'm like, well, yeah, I am, because I don't have any more pieces. And she's like, that doesn't mean you're done. Huh? What do you mean that doesn't mean I'm done? Obviously it does, because there's no more pieces. Not to her. Here. This long one here. That one. This one. This one. This one. This. And then... Guess what this is? It was a trick question. You are never actually done. Oh, with this? Ta-da! It's his magnifying glass! Oh my god, how cool is this? Okay, and now... 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Obviously, these are the corner pieces. Okay. Wait. Hold up. Confusion. Not on here. Wrong spots. There. They go down. There we go. That makes more sense. Ta-da! Okay, now this gets put back. What are these all for? Okay. This one goes back here. Carefully, carefully. Don't break the damn flowers. It's the book. How badass is this? The flower again. God. This is fine. I don't know where the flower went. It went flying. There it is. How do I force it onto the back? Okay, how do I get this to stick on? Oh. Hold on, it's got two pieces in the middle here. Hold up. Am I back? OBS disconnected for a second. Am I back now? Wait, did everybody miss the front part popping off? Congrats on getting first wastes. Oh my god, you missed it? Oh, that's great. This whole thing popped right off and I just... I'm back. How long was I gone? OBS is... Oh, just a second. Okay. I need to pop this up real quick. Fix this. Yeah, everybody get your attendance in. You did see them falling off? Okay. Because this is not perfectly, like, this is... Alright, that might help that. Okay. $10 seconds at most? Okay. Can we get it on now? Why is this the hardest part? You motherfucker. What just fell off? This is gonna sit on my shelf and never move. Go for it. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do it again. This is the front. And this is the back. And I'll show you everything in a few minutes. So I feel like there's more because I've got a ton of weird pieces. Okay. Yes, now I need... Oh, now we need to shut the... We need to shut it. Seal up the street. There's Baker Street through the top. 2 of the black flowers. And they're going to go right here. This one's going to be hard to do because they're recessed. I'll show as much as I can, but they're being built on the side. I'll try to do it sideways. Okay. 2 of these, 1, 2, 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of these, 1, 2. They look like paint, but they look like mini paint rollers. And 2 of these. Okay. So we go connect to the base here. These are lamps here. Top. Then stick this part in. No, that don't seem right. Stick that part in, stick that part in. A little lamp. Wait, did it pick up on... Wait, am I still live over on... Yeah, I'm still live over on YouTube. Okay. Then stick... Everyone has a slightly different definition of sane and insane. There's no true definition. No, it's true. It's true. I don't disagree with that. I think the general consensus is the same, is similar. Yeah, I'm still live over on YouTube. Okay. Everyone has a slightly different definition of sane and insane. But it's you know, by majority, what the majority of people would say. It's true. Ooh, is this supposed to go all the way in like that? I think so. I think the general consensus is okay. Is similar. And now Baker Street. Oh my god. Ready? Baker. But it's you know, street. Nope, it's supposed to get closer in. Baker. I'm surprised they didn't have me at the... Oh no, it's actually printed on the brick. Not a sticker. Baker Street. And then these go here like this. Baker Street. Right? Oh my god. Maybe? Ready? Baker. But it's you know, street. Nope, it's supposed to get closer in. Yep. I'm surprised they didn't have me at the... Oh no, it's actually printed on the brick. Not a sticker. Due to the concept of saying I'm too potato. Yeah, it depends on the origin of the consensus. Where did that piece go? You motherfucker. Right? Maybe? Oh my god, did I just lose the... There? Well, there's an extra one here, so even if I lost it, it's fine. Yep. Due to the concept of saying I'm too potato. Yeah, it depends on the origin of the consensus. Oh my god, and ta-da! It's done, minus 3 pieces. Oh my god, did I just lose the... There? Well, there's an extra one here, so even if I lost it, it's... I'm gonna put this in here, so I don't lose it. Okay, here we go, everybody. We're gonna take a tour of Baker Street. Let's see, I'll do it this way so we can see. So here it is from the outside. This is what it looks like on the outside from where it's going to sit on the shelf like this. You can see the little snake guys up here. You've got lanterns leading into the street. All right, right. Wait till you see the inside. This gets so much better. And then here we have the front of the book. Here we go, everybody. We're going to take a tour of Baker Street. And then you have the back of the book, plain. Let's see, I'll do it this way so we can see. And then this side's got nothing really. But then you open it up. This is what it looks like on the outside from where... And here's where all the fun shit is. First, we have Irene Adler. Right. Wait till you see the inside. We have so much better. Sherlock Holmes. We have the front of the book. We have Watson. And then you have the back of the book. And then you have one of the Baker Street Irregulars. And then this side's got nothing really. You know, I'm probably gonna do that, not gonna lie. One of the Baker Street Irregulars. And where did his newspaper go? His newspaper fell off. There's his newspaper. His newspaper.
We have Sherlock Holmes.
There we go. There we go. Okay, and now let's take a tour. So this is the elementary bookshop. You can open the door and there's little, you know, shelves in there. It has an E on the sign here. It says elementary bookshop, but watch this window. Oh, it spins open. I know, I'm sorry, DT. Everything's going messed up here. Here's the bookshop. It's got a letter down here from, there we go. There we go. I'm not sure which story. I'd say a letter in Scarlet, but it's not really Scarlet. And then here's a little paw print for Hound of the Baskervilles, which there is a paw print also in Watson's briefcase. Then we have 222 Baker Street. Now watch this. If you look carefully, wait, no, there's a, oh my God, the window fell again in this one. Whatever. It's because there's a missing piece. There's a creepy shadow in there. This will be fixed once I get the missing piece. I won't have this happen anymore. Hound of the Baskervilles, which there is a paw print also in Watson's. Although I'm tempted to just put in the pieces that they sent. Then we have 222 just to give it some anchorage. If you look carefully, wait, no, there's a, oh my God, the window fell again in this one. Whatever. It's because there's a missing piece. Even if it's not right. There's a creepy shadow in there. This will be fixed once I get the missing piece. I won't have this happen anymore. Put that back together. Although I'm tempted to just put in the pieces that they sent. Just to give it some anchorage. Okay. Okay, so now we have 222 Baker Street. Okay, these nice windows up top. A nice door. But wait, oh, they're chimney, right? Oh no. The shadow in Holmes' room was a wax sculpture. Oh, cool. And then wait, let's open the wrong side of the chimney. Who's in there? Oh my God, it's Moriarty. Moriarty is chilling in there. Okay, so now we have 222 Baker Street. Why does nobody tell me these things ahead of time? This entire stream has been nothing but bullshit. Oh, no, I had YouTube muted, so I don't know why it was doing that. Oh my God. So, Moriarty, yay. Everyone get excited about Moriarty. We're going to shut the door and lock him away. And then we have 221B Baker Street. You open it, you can see the little entranceway and his little coat rack and whatnot. But wait. Yes, our Patriot. Ready? Ta-da! Because I was complaining the other day. I'm like, oh my God, you're really gonna have, that's so cheap having it like stick out like that. Nope. You built it and you peel away the side of the building and you see Holmes' study. You have his violin. You've got a fireplace. You've got the painting of Rachtenbach Falls, I think. And then you've got the map with the dancing men and stuff on it. And I thought there was another... No, it's a clock right there. And then the candle and the... Yeah. I think that was it. So that one just sits. It doesn't like tightly close. It just rolls in. How freaking cool is that? Lock Moriarty in his hole forever. Okay, now we gotta put, it's hard to see. I'm gonna put him right here next to his news. Oh my God. And it says Moriarty disappears. So you can say, I should read all about it. Moriarty disappears. All right, go there, page. So he's there. Okay. Let's have... Can they fit in here? I don't think they can. No, it's too small. I was going to say we could put him in there, but it won't. Okay, we'll have Holmes in front of his house. He's going to face this way. And then Watson is going to be here like, oh yes, it's elementary. Stand, goddammit. There. Okay, and then we're going to put Irene over here. On this side of the street. We'll put her back a bit so she's coming out of the bookstore. Irene's coming out of the bookstore. So then when it's all closed up... What the fuck fell? God damn it, Watson. We'll put you here. Back up a bit. No, you can't back up there. Where am I supposed to put you? You can't be there. Crap, where am I gonna put him? Will he go there? Come on, get yourself together, Watson. Maybe I'll put Holmes there. Okay, we're gonna put Watson coming out of the house over here like this. And he's not... Holmes isn't holding anything, so he's gonna be going to investigate 222, which is where Moriarty is hiding. There we go. And ta-da! They're on the street. Oh, Watson's looking inside the bookshop, and Holmes is about to go explore 222. This was such a fun set. And Irene is about to buy a newspaper. She's coming out of the bookstore, and Paige is assaulting her, trying to make her buy a newspaper. This was such a cool set, and the book was really cool because it had like the history of Sherlock Holmes and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and like little tidbits about the lore. So I really liked that a lot. We're just missing a couple pieces that need to be replaced, and then all will be well. So what do you guys think? Eventually, when I clean off my shelf, I will put this next to my Sherlock Holmes one. And some of my other leather bounds. But I thought that was pretty cool. That is very cool. And we got to listen to A Scandal in Bohemia. Nice. And then, yep, Baker Street up here. Baker Street. Alright, so who's going to buy this set and build it as well? I think everyone should, but I'm biased. God, this was so cool. Such a cool set. Okay. Let's get rid of that. I'll put myself back over here. Okay. I love it. I'm so glad. I hope they do more. I don't know what other, like... Ooh. Murder on the Orient Express. That would be amazing. I don't know how they'd pull it off, though. And then... Makes you want to buy some? Nice. Yeah, this is definitely a fun set. So worth it. So worth the money. Okay. Yeah, there's so many that they could do. There's some that I want them to do, but would probably not make sense or do well as that. Oh my god, if they ever do... So you know how they do all... Well, If you know Legos, you know that they do like all Star Wars stuff. Like if they did Star Trek, I would be in so much trouble. If they did like Voyager or the Enterprise, I don't even care how much it would be. I would have to buy it. It would be, yeah. It could be as big as the Millennium Falcon, and I'd be like, $1,000, let's go. I mean, they're missing out on Trekkies. They've got all the Star Wars people, but Trekkies are just missing out. Okay, let's see. Who is streaming? Oh, have they? Hello, Blaze. I feel less bad about wanting to get a PG. PG new now? What's that? What's a PG new? Oh. Damn, yeah. How big is it? I know what Gunpla is. But I don't like do it, so I don't know like sizes or anything, or if that's like a reasonable price. Would it cost a lot to import it? Also, welcome in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Let's see, who's streaming? Valcor is doing ASMR story time. Let's see. Harp is reading Conquest of Bread. Oh yeah, we're gonna go visit Harp. That just sounds bizarre. It's only like a foot? Oh damn, I need to look this up. Wait. That's insanely priced. If you... So... Oh, Big Bad Toy Shop has it for almost 700 for 690. I buy from Big Bad Toy Store before. I've bought from them. Hello, rabbits are coming. I'm almost done with stream, but we're talking about... That is insane. Why is it so expensive? I don't get it. 1/60th scale. I'm seeing somebody question, if it's $650, why isn't the LED kit included at that point? That's true. It's the Gunpla PG Unleashed, or PG Unleashed. Is it the PG Unleashed RX-93 new? Is that what it is? Or am I looking at the wrong one? Bandai just wants your money. Yeah, that's so true. Let me see. 1/60th scale. That literally just 11.8 inches tall. Get the out of here. That's it? I'm literally measuring with my hand. I'm like, nah. That's way too much for that. I mean, I've spent... How much did I spend? I spent an insane amount of money. Like $700 for my Astarion figure. And he's... What? Quarter scale? 1/3 scale? I don't even know. Hold on. I forgot. He's massive. Where is it? I can't even find it now. I can't even find it anymore. What the fuck, what, DT? I think with the funnels on his back, it's quite a bit taller, but still way too much, yeah. Most are that's it? And they're asking for that much? No, that's wild. There it is. Yeah, I have a 1/4 scale Astarion figure. He's sitting over there. I have him on a stand, but I'm not, like, the stand he's on, I'm not happy with. Like, I bought it so I could have something to lift him up. But it's square, and his base is round, so I want a round table for him to sit on. It's just very difficult to find a good one that, like, fits his beauty. And he's got Mishka. I got the luxury version because it was Mishka with him. I think it was... God, how old was it? How much was it? It was Godpan Studio. Where is it? How much did somebody sell it for on eBay? Holy sh! Astarion, you are lucky that I love you. Just the basic version. Okay, no, that one's... Well, is it legit? I don't even know. Basically, the basic version is going for twice what it was when it came out. How much is the luxury version going for? They still have it on pre-order. They're never gonna get it. I don't even remember which website I bought it from. Because they don't have... Was it this one? This is their official sellers, but yeah, I'm over. The luxury version was I didn't pay that much. The luxury, I think I paid like less than 600 with shipping for the luxury version. And right now it's selling, I don't even think it's on eBay for that. eBay. This is what's crazy. There's 3 versions. There's basic, deluxe, and luxury. The deluxe was selling for $1,200. And that was originally, I think, a $400 one. I don't see anybody selling the deluxe version. And they're not showing actual pictures of the figure, which makes me wonder how many of them are bootleg. Because they had to be pre-order only. Sorry, I got distracted. What, my house here? Yeah, I love it. Told myself if I don't build my kits, I can always sell them for profit. How crazy market is how bad? You're just a hoarder. It's the same. Listen, my Nendoroids are out of control. Although I have slowed down, I no longer buy them just because they look cool. I only now buy from series that I like. So the only ones I will continue buying for the most part, any Kaito ones I will buy, obviously, because I love Kaito. Miku has gotten out of control. So it has to be a very special Miku if I buy her now. I'll buy any Haikyuu Nendoroids they have because I have to collect them. I'll have to buy every token Rambu they have because I have every one of them so far. So I have to have them. Not the dolls. I only have one of the Nendoroid dolls. I don't know why I bought it because I thought they were going to release Cashew too, but they didn't. No, they did release Cashew. The other one they didn't do. But I have like, there's like 40 something of them. I'm waiting for them to do like Tombokiri. But I have all the Haikyuu ones, all the token Rambu ones. At one point, I was collecting, like, Demon Slayer, and now I have them boxed up because I don't want them. I was collecting My Hero, and then I lost interest in those, so I was like, I don't want them anymore, so they're boxed up too. And there's not really resale value in those anymore. There used to be decent, but it was frustrating because like I was buying them used from people getting out of the hobby or just selling for really cheap, like 20-30 bucks a pop used, and they were selling for like $30-40 like new. And then Funko Pop people got involved and prices skyrocketed for resales. Like they were reselling for more than that you could, like more than retail value. It was insane. And I'm like, this is nuts. I was lucky because some of the ones I got that I needed, I was able to get before the scalpers came in. And then so many people were scalping left and right that the sales group that I'm in, people stopped responding to them because they were like, no, dude, no. Right? It was nuts. And now, because of the price of materials, the Nendoroids themselves go up to, are like Miku ones are like $80-90 a piece, and I'm like, holy shit. Some of the earliest Miku ones that I have, I paid like, one of them I got for like $6 used in Japan. And then another one I got for like $30 or so. And at one point Amazon had them and nobody was buying them. So I would wait on Amazon and look and see which ones they had and put it in my cart for the ones that I wanted. And I'd wait until the price dropped. I got a couple from Amazon for $5 and they're legit. They're not bootleg. They're legit ones. So that's how my token Rambu collection started, unfortunately. Because they had a cute one and I was like, oh, it's $5. I'll get it. It's from Token Rambu. Don't know what it is, but I'll get it. And then I became addicted to the Sword Boys. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with selling for a profit, but like there were people coming in and like they would purposely buy a bunch of hard to get ones and then turn around and sell them in the group like right after they release for like 2-3 times the price. And it's like, my guy, come on. Oh, ads were done. Oh no, I'm sorry about the ads. I need to disable them. I don't like having them. But yeah. It's what I really don't like though is people who go to like Goodwill and stuff, like they go to like thrift shops and stuff and turn around and sell it on like Poshmark or whatever for like a crazy profit. Because I'm like, thanks, that's nice clothes I could have gotten for cheap, like affordable prices to own something really nice, and now I can't because you turned around, bought it for $5 and sold it for 60 on a website to people who can afford it. Like, my ads are Subarus. There are pre-orders that get scalped immediately for Gunpla too. Oh, jeez. That's frustrating. So, like, people pre-order it and then try to, like, sell the pre-order for a crazy amount? Like, is that what they're doing? Your head was a movie ad? Ugh. There I am. I have so many things open. That's right, we're gonna raid Harp. What was that? Almost I see. No, that was me yawning. I know I said it, now I'm tired again. I got one for a friend actually in Japan to trade since he couldn't get one. Wow, that's wild. One thing that I see that it's absolutely ridiculous right now, freaking, yeah, the buy with Pokemon cards and shit. Oh my god, it's out of control. It's so out of control. Sports cards are getting bad too. Lorcana was really bad when it first came out. Magic got really bad for some of the sets. I can't remember which ones. Like not fairly recently, a couple months ago, it was like you couldn't find Magic the Gathering anywhere because I don't even know what happened. Like even the old sets you couldn't find. It was frustrating. I'm so happy I'm not into those hobbies anymore. I'd be. Oh god, I had to stop with Magic. Okay. I don't have a deck with me, do I? I thought I had one of my old decks around me, but apparently not. Do I? Wait, let me check something. They're here. No, they're not in here. And nope, not there. Although I forgot that was down there. A board that bans a color score. Just be cheap. So I hadn't played Magic. I started playing Magic when I was like 9, back when the Ice Age set came out. I loved it. And then I collected off and on, and I had some like Odyssey and Tempest were my next two like pretty big ones that I had. And then I stopped for like a long time. And then Call Time came out. And it was the first time they had snow cards since, like, snowy landscapes since Ice Age. So that sucked me back in so badly. So badly. And then I got a bunch of a bunch of packs from each one. And I was frustrated, though, because when Odyssey was out, you could buy like a tournament deck and it was random, but it was 75 cards in a bundle you could buy, and none of them were the same. It wasn't like a pre-made deck, it was just random cards. I loved buying those. So when I got back, it had been so long, I was like, wait, do you guys not have that? And they're like, that's old, they don't do that anymore. And I was like, oh my god, I hate that. So I was so mad. And then I was collecting and I'm like, this is ridiculous, because when I started playing, they would do like a set a year, maybe every 6 months. And if it was like one major set a year, and then like one like kind of like the core set one year, and then like another one, like it was just not like this. And now they have a new set come out like every month, I swear to God. Silver Commander deck, nice. I don't like Commander. I like playing my old Legacy. I have oh my god, the Legacy deck I have. It's a black and red deck. Oh, people hate that deck. They hate that deck. And most of the cards, like 90% of the cards in it, are banned in everything now, except Legacy. But yeah, it's frustrating. So the last time I like actively bought a set, I was trying to make a deck with Neon Dynasty, because I was like, oh my god, cool. Plus it had like the promo with like Miku stuff. I hadn't even finished building that deck when the next set came out, and I went, nope, I'm done now. It's just a money grab for them. I did get, I forget which deck it came in, but oh god, which card was it? I got one card. I opened the pack. I think it was like the day a set came out, or maybe a couple days after, but I bought the pack, I opened it. I forget who it was, but I looked at the card, I went, oh, this is going to be a big problem card. I was like, this card alone will destroy a deck. It was banned like 24 hours later. I'm like, of fucking course it was, because I got it. Fallout Commander? Oh, listen. I have issues with the Fallout set. They could have done so much more with it, and they didn't. Like, there are so many characters that they could have had that I'm like, like, they really missed out on having so many. I was just like, this deck could have been huge, and they could have added new play things to it. Like, they could have added just so many different things that would have worked with other cards if, like, you had... oh my god, it was so frustrating. So I ended up not... I think maybe I got a couple cards from it, just to say I have some, but... Triskaidekaphobia card. Yeah, sell broken cards and then ban them. Yeah. Right? It would have been so cool, though. The Fallout one. Like, they could have had, like... I forget which ones they had, but, like, they didn't have all... Like, they could have had Dance. They could have had McCready. They could have everybody from, like, 4, from 3, from New Vegas. Like, they could have had so many different ones. And, like, and they didn't. They, like, made it pretty limited from what I remember, and it was frustrating. Let me see if I have the deck. I think it was 2021. Did I get it? No. Let me see. I'm trying to look if I can see the name. Tybalt's Trickery. That's the goddamn card I pulled. Was that it? I think that was it. Yes, that was the card. I pulled Tybalt's Trickery from Kaldheim, and I was so excited, and I was like, score, this card is so good. Banned. They do have dance? Okay, dude, they don't have McCready, though, do you? Yeah, Tybalt's trickery was counter target spell, choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. Its controller mills that many cards, then exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card with a different name than that spell. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then they put the exiled cards on the bottom of their library in a random order. Because it caused like a cascade. And I was like, this is going to piss people off. And it did. Ah, that was a good card. So mad. I love Marie Red cards. Has a 4-move win. Oh, score. It's so frustrating because, like, I always am like, I'm going to build a blue and white deck and it's going to be based on, like, the different worms and, like, Avens. And then I build it and then I fall back to playing red and black. I do. I don't know why. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I was going to raid for, like, a while. Let's see, is Harp still streaming? Harp is still streaming. Let's go raid Harp. They're reading... What are they reading? They're reading The Conquest of Bread. I've been distracted way more than that many times. I need to reset that. Okay, let's read Harp. Everyone, thank you so much for coming in. I greatly appreciate it. Tomorrow we will continue at 8:30, like usual. We will stream, I think we're gonna finish reading Five Little Peppers and How They Grew. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be that one. So, good night, everybody. Thank you for coming in. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Bye!